Welcome to Podfuel. I am your host, Jonesy, and I am with my good friend, Mr. Macaroni, also known as Lucas Marcioni. Oh, wait, only I call you Mr. Macaroni.
No, I'm pretty sure I was growing up with that for my whole life.
Actual?
Bullied by every single childhood friend. Friends, yes. Even the friends.
But when I say it, how does it make you feel?
Like a pasta stick.
Do you actually not like it?
No, I don't care.
I don't care. Okay,
No, I
right.
don't care. I really don't care. I've been called macaroni my whole life. It's just, you'd be like, yeah, that's right, I'm fucking pasta. What are you gonna do about it? Everyone loves fucking mac and cheese.
They do. Well, actually, no, I'm not a fan of mac and cheese. I mean, I haven't. I think I've had it once. It's too American. It's too like.
Yes, I agree.
It's boring. It's
Yep.
essentially if white people got got pasta and said that they tried to make it better.
But like, the mac and cheese that I'm referring to is like are you thinking of the boxed ones? Or are you actually thinking of making macaroni and melting cheese over it?
No, like the packet ones, like the
Yeah,
box
and they're
ones.
like powdered cheese and whatnot.
Powdered cheese. Yes, not actually real food.
Yeah, I've never had that. I think that's a sin in the Italian culture.
So I've sinned then.
Well, you're not
think-
Italian, so it doesn't matter. I do not believe in powdered cheese,
Well, no, because it's not real food.
even though like parmesan is basically just powder. That goes on all of the pasta. Parmesan or pecorino. It's good stuff.
What's your take on yogurt on food though? Because my wife's Turkish and Turks love yogurt, but Italians like roll their eyes up it, don't they?
I don't, not necessarily. I don't think we can grasp the concept of putting, I don't know, trying something new. It's true.
Well, it's your way or the highway.
Basically, that's how it works. It's like, and it's not a bad thing, not a good thing though. But it's we like, especially food. When it comes to food, we like our food the way we've had it since a child. Reminds us of home. Whoa, we love that.
What's something you love about Italy when something you hate? But
Oh, I can't even really answer that. Never been.
you're Italian.
Yeah, I'm a fake Italian. I'm only half.
Half.
Yeah. No, I'm probably not even half because I was born here,
But your dad's full Italian. Weren't both of his parents Italian?
Yeah. But then, like, I wasn't born there. So I was like, technically, I'm like a quarter.
No, but how do they do halves? Is it half? Isn't halves of just your genetics, not like where you're born?
Oh, well, then yes. Then
It's a half, yeah.
Yes, half. It's definitely needed to be debated and discussed and figured out. It's changed my life for the better. Thank you. I don't have to spend countless hours at night thinking about my family tree and what percentage I am.
Prego.
Yeah. Well, what do you?
I don't know. I actually really don't know. I find it's one of those things I've always wanted to find out. But you know how you do those ancestry things?
Yeah.
But I don't trust them because they store your DNA. And I can't remember the company. It was some big company that actually spent like certain $1 billion buying all the records and Ancestry.com. Like, why do you need that? Why do you need thousands of people's DNA?
That's kind of scary.
Right?
It's very scary. I'm really like, I just go, I'm so like blindsided by it all. I'm like, fuck it, have my DNA and shit. Oh, what are you gonna do with it? By the time, I don't know, something's done about it, I'll be dead.
You would hope.
Oh, yeah, hope so.
Because, hear me out, but you know, in the first Kingsman movie, where they used people's DNA to make that thing to make them go crazy?
Yeah, the phone, the
Right?
SIM card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why don't they do something similar? Like, because I know that they can do DNA based, like,
They probably already are. They're probably just like, I mean, if you think about it, like anything could be happening right now. They could be doing it on such a minute scale that no one notices it. I mean, it could already be happening and we don't notice it.
but that's how they start things. It's like when, the whole 9/11 thing happened, right? They use that as an excuse for you to give away your civil liberties. It's like, wow, well, why should I, show you my bag and take my shoes off? But they sell it to you as safety. Oh, well, the reason why you have to do this is to make sure that we keep you safe. But then they did the same with the whole scamdemic thing. It was all about your health and safety, even though they literally put the entire country and world into house arrest for like a year. And then people were saying that, you know, even I was one of them saying, you know, it's all bullshit. It's just a glorified cold. And they're like, no, it's deadly, deadly. And now they're coming out and saying it's just like every other disease. And even when they brought out the jabs and people like kicked up the stink about it, they squashed it. And now they're doing lawsuits and they're saying if you're of a certain age, you shouldn't get it.
I mean, like, I'm just out of the loop, out of all of that stuff. I don't even, as long as I can go outside, it's better now. Legit, I'm like nonchalant about the whole thing. I just hated the whole lockdown stuff. That's it. But you ever think, right? It's like in 30 years' time, people in school are going to be learning about this in history. Like, this would be an historical event. Like, it'd be like instead of we used to write papers on like the Cold War, the Great Depression, the Black Plague, all that stuff. This will be one of them.
But see, it's interesting, right? Because we know that the whole thing was bullshit. Like, it was a whole fucking scam. They're pushing an agenda, right? But then when, you know, like you said, in 30 years from now, when they like hear about it and learn about it in history, they're not going to know because whoever's telling the history can mold the story, right? And then it makes you think what we're taught and what's actually true.
Yeah, well,
what's actually true and what's made up.
I brought this up with my mum the other day. It's now look, don't quote me on this. I'm only like 90% sure, but we were taught that the pyramids were built by slaves in school.
Really?
Yeah, even my mum strongly believes that. But when you look into it, it's like they weren't slaves. They were paid, fed, housed. Like, they did it because they wanted to.
Yeah.
And that makes you think, like, what else could they be saying? Like, it's like it's such a convoluted like topic. Like, you could keep going into rabbit holes after rabbit holes. But then sometimes I just think, like, where does it end? When will it end? Will it ever end?
And that's the other thing too, is you want to go on the topic of political sides, right? Like, you know, your whole left and right.
Mm.
But then you can say, oh, you know, I feel this about A. This is only for most things. But then even that has its own subtopics, which then link to other things.
I think everything's like linked in its own way, really.
Well, yeah, like everything's connected.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, coming from Adelaide, it hits home. Everyone's connected.
But everyone knows everyone in Adelaide.
Everyone, like, you something happens to you in Adelaide, everyone knows. It's crazy. You literally can't go anywhere without seeing someone you know.
Yeah, I remember, oh God. Even like the car scene, or even when people I used to date or know, and then people I knew then also knew the people that I dated. And like their parent, I think one of my exes, her parents knew this other chick's parents who I knew. And they were like real like they were like into bull terriers, but they both knew each other. That was a bit awkward when they came over one day.
And you're like, oh, hey, oh.
Yeah, and there was like, oh, it's a whole thing, but...
Luke, haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I don't think the conversation went quite like that.
Was it more like a, you bitch?
It was, well, the parents didn't really like me.
Ah.
Yeah. But...
I mean, what do you mean? You're such a lovable guy.
I'm a lovable person, right? Fuck them.
Yeah, that's why I'm only here for a few more hours and I'm flying back home.
You know, it's cheaper there. Yeah, but Adelaide's so small. Like, even driving through the CBD, you can drive, from one end through the CBD and out the other in like 10 minutes. 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, they're here, 10 minutes won't even get you to a different suburb.
Like, when you say something's like an hour away here, that's like 20 Ks.
But an hour is like up north to Freeling or Gawler or something.
Yeah, and Adelaide, an hour is like 40 to 50 Ks away. Because you're basically always travelling at 60 Ks an hour. So you're gonna
Always
get
moving, yeah.
you're gonna be getting towards that 60 kilometers mark, like, of distance within the hour. A little bit less, obviously, but
That and Australians, or I don't know, majority Australians do not know how to use a freeway or a highway. And after being
oh yeah,
after being in Turkey, I have no time or respect for people who can't use a freeway. Because in Turkey, they actually know how to use it. Slow, like trucks and
They
slow
all-
cars are in the slow lane.
they all hog the middle or right lane.
Yeah, and it's-
middle is sometimes justifiable depending on the traffic.
Yeah. But then the right lane, it's
No one should be in the right lane.
like, and if you are, you're either booking it,
Yeah.
and people go, oh, but they're speeding. Okay, cool. Let them speed. Let them go.
Yeah.
Or if you're gonna overtake, speed up, go around them, and move back into the middle lane.
Exactly.
But people in Australia or here, they're too entitled. It's I'm doing the speed limit, so why isn't he? Like if I'm doing the speed limit, they can wait.
You know, and then it's like sometimes you like go to overtake. And then they start speeding up as well.
Like
Too soon, Junior.
like when like you're on a single road and then like the overtaking lane comes
yeah,
up.
yeah. And then they speed up. Yeah, just so they could be going so slow and you could be sitting behind them, and then as soon as you try and overtake them,
Why?
they like
why are they
try and
speeding up?
speed up to like outdo you.
And then the whole, you know what's worse? Do like a 2 lane and one, like I say, it's a 90 zone. One person's doing 88, one person's doing 86. Like, so you
Yeah,
can't.
and you can't go past.
Honestly, people
Oh,
like that
it's-
should be fined.
It's
Like,
so dumb. It's like just go slow in the same lane.
yeah. Like, it's,
Go slow in the same lane.
the speed limits in Australia are too slow. You know, Australia has some of the slowest speed
Yeah.
limits in the entire
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
Like our freeways at 100 zones, make them 110, 120. The 110 zones, make them 130. Like cars these days are more than capable. It's the cars not the problem. It's the people. The people are too either not confident or they're just shit drivers.
But then again, as well, I feel like a lot of people on Australian roads, I question how they got their license.
100%. 100%.
So maybe it's the licensing system that needs to change first. So if you have a more strict way of getting a license, so then only competent people on the road, then you can increase the speed without.
You're right, but you're also wrong because, like, stricter, yes, right. But the issue with making it strict is people become too cautious because the thing about it, in your driving license, you have to.
Yes.
You're purposely overcautious to make sure you pass. Right. Things that they should be tested on is merging competently from a slow lane into a fast lane.
Yeah.
So, like, because again, people in Adelaide or even just, they're fucking retarded. Like when it comes to merging, even here in Sydney, like if you're on a merging lane, you speed up to the speed of the
Yeah.
road and then you merge.
So I think strict was the poor choice of words. I mean more in depth, like have those types of testings, like highway merging, but like frequent merging.
Frequent, yes,
Then,
like high speed
overtaking.
stuff. Has to be
But
high.
You know what as well? You know what? I don't know if it's everywhere, but in South Australia, when you're on your P's, you can only go 100 k's an hour.
Here it's 90.
Maybe it's 90. I think.
Oh, it's
it might
90 than
be
100. Even
So
that's
it's
dumb.
like what? When you're learning how to drive and when you're displaying that you're learning how to drive or you've just got your license, you can't go 110. So when are you going to learn?
That's the thing. Like, see, people, it's speed. Speed is not the problem. It's people need to know how to like use it. It's the same when they're like, oh, people drifting on streets. Yeah, sure, there's a time and place, but I guarantee you, the person who is drifting around streets can control a car better than some Karen on the road.
But you know what? If they just added a few skid pads here and there that were free to use by anyone, you do realize like that would just solve all the problems.
A lot of problems.
It's like what? But then maybe it's not about solving problems. It's about how many people can we find to make money.
That is exactly
So
what it
obviously
is.
they're not going to solve the problem. They're just going to make the problem worse.
Well, think
to
about it.
benefit themselves.
You keep closing skid pans and circuits. People have nowhere to do it. So where do they take it? The street. And then it's on the street. And what do? Like recently, I think it was yesterday, there was this workshop in Sydney. I won't mention the name, but they had a car they just built and they took it out allegedly for a joyride when they're supposed to be taken to a customer. The car was crashed into a truck. the female passenger died, and now that is all New South Wales police and government need to crack down, because speed or poor driving, but then all they're gonna do is go, oh, there's a turbo, or oh, there's a shiny pipe, and then that's the reason.
Yeah.
Which is not
It could have happened in any car.
But that's the thing, is if the same thing happened in a Toyota Prius,
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be.
they
a
would
drama.
be, were you negligent? Yes. No? Okay. And that's it. But they want the excuse. It's like ages ago, I think probably like 12 months ago in Queensland, they brought in these new hooning laws where if you're caught, let's just say you're just in your normal Subaru, you're just watching, right? You get charged $1,000 for spectating. And then they said up to 5 years in prison. I think it was 5 years or 12 months. Either way, it's still fucking ridiculous. Imprisonment for carrying spare tires and a jack.
Wait, more than one spare tire? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, like if you're carrying like tires to basically show that you're changing tires and doing burnouts.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. I thought, because it's kind of be stupid if it's one spare tire. Because most cars come with a spare tire.
Yeah, but even like a trolley jack, they're like that. They'll find out why it's.
Yeah, okay, it makes sense, trolley jack.
The one thing, shall I be a politician? I would make sure that all speed limits in Australia are reviewed. What are you laughing at?
It's just funny because
What are you laughing at?
I feel like you'd be the most dodgiest politician there is. I feel like there's dodgy politicians, but then there's going to be you. It's going to be like, yeah, mate, everyone can go 150 on the road. And if you don't, you're going to get fined.
Oh, yeah. No, seriously, but
Do you like my impression of you?
that was terrible.
No, that's exactly how you sound.
What? Ain't gonna be 150. I don't sound like.
Legit. Were you doing an impression then? I couldn't tell. That sounded just like you were speaking. Like, I kid you not, I heard you speak.
What, like this?
Yeah, yeah.
And like this?
That's the same.
Anyway, as I was saying,
As I was saying.
have every single speed limit on the freeway reviewed. So 110 zones moved up 130, whatever. 100 zones moved up to 110, whatever. With the exception of school zones. School zones are obviously there for a reason. But Adelaide, South Australia does it better, right? Because statistically, 25 k's or more, if you're hit by a car, you'll break a bone. Mm-hmm. And in Adelaide, the school zones are 25 k's.
Yeah.
Only if you see children. So if
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
children, you slow down, and that's policeable. But it's also not like New South Wales where they have ridiculous times where if there's a school but no children walk there, you got to do 40 k's, but from 8 till 9:30 and 2:30 to 4, which especially in Sydney clogs up the traffic.
Oh, at those times, yeah.
So have that reviewed, definitely. And one thing I'd like to do is subsidise track events or like skip hands, whatever. And I say for veterans because that's easier to monitor because veterans have cards.
Yeah.
For some people, going to a track event or doing burnouts or modifying cars or speeding, it's an outlet.
Yeah.
Like people have outlets of different kinds. And I would say, subsidize it for, people with mental health or whatever. But the issue with that is you will then get people who are going to play the system to get free, cheap track days who don't actually have any mental health problems.
Well, what if, instead of doing that, and I don't know how feasible this would be, this is just an idea that's popped into my head. What if they had track days, right? And they probably already do this, but at a more affordable price. But once you get this going, I still think you should do a poll of what the name should be.
A poll?
Because I like Fuelcast.
Fuelcast.
It has such a cool twang. It's like
Fuelcast.
it's like damn. You hear the boys on Fuelcast. You hear the boys on Pod Fuel.
You purposely paused. Pod fuel.
Okay, you try and say it.
Pod fuel.
Yeah, try and say. Fuelcast sounds better. It's like this is our podcast. We're feeling it.
I'll put a poll. Oh, but shall I put a poll on my story?
You mean if you could do it on the Jonesy Express?
Yeah, doing the Jones Express, yeah.
You could do it, and then you could be like, what, you can just say something like, oh, I'm starting up a podcast. What name do you like better? What name hits better? Look, at the end of the day, whatever the name is a name's a name.
And then people don't really...
You don't,
Yeah.
like, McDonald's. What does, that sounds like a freaking,
People People don't really care about the
Like,
name or your
yeah.
brand. It's what you give.
I mean, it's like a farm.
Oh, McDonald.
I know.
Yeah, it is.
It's like they're like that's the thing. Like one of the people that was speaking at the Gary Vee event, he said like and like a name is a name. If you focus too much on a name of your business or a brand, that's the wrong way of go about it, because the brand is like the name is associated with what you do. Once you become well known, then the name will work. Whatever the name is, Nike. What does that mean? Nothing. You know what I mean? McDonald's. What does that mean?
It's what it stands for.
Yeah.
Like a not name, but what the brand actually does.
What, Nike?
No, like I mean, like the name doesn't. No, so no, I'm like, I get what you mean. Like
Yeah.
it's a name, but people name doesn't mean shit, but it's what the name does.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter what you call something. It's just that's what it is. If you don't like it, change it. It's like I don't know, Twitter. Who the hell thought Twitter was a good name?
And now it's X. Isn't it X?
Yeah, X.
Why they change it like SpaceX?
Well, because I think what the conversation was that Elon Musk wants it to be like a multi-purpose like outlet with all these features. So like maybe X stands for like 10 features, like 10 different things it's going to be.
Or you can use it for X, Y, yeah.
X, Y, Z, whatever it is. But as well, if you already have, like everyone associates Twitter with what Twitter was. If he wants to rebrand and make it something different,
Then you gotta change it.
you got to change it completely.
Yeah.
But you know what's the best part of it all? Is everyone already has Twitter accounts and a Twitter on their phone, so no one needs to re-download an app. It will update, boom, X, and now they're already on it. Regardless if they like it or not, they're already there. He's already got the viewer base. He's already got the.
It doesn't matter.
audience.
Yeah.
You can do whatever he wants with it.
So what do you think about Threads?
Oh, I didn't even know much about Threads myself.
Threads is literally a knockoff meta version of Twitter.
Is Threads through Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did see it one day. I saw someone on my Instagram have a thread. And I looked at it for like 2 seconds. I'm like, nah, this shit's boring.
It's one of those things like, how many more platforms do you need? Because the only, like, the most common ones are what? TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Snapchat.
I think Snapchat's pretty dead anyway.
Well, Snapchat's more for like personal, like.
Yeah, I mean, Snapchat's pretty. I like Snapchat for personal messages, but I also think it's. I don't know. I just don't even use it.
So what do you say the top 4 are?
Well, TikTok, Instagram. I would say YouTube, but I also think that Facebook could be above YouTube just because of the audience that Facebook now has. Like, it's all like the demographic of Facebook is like obviously majority is like 25 onwards, like, or 30 onwards even. Whereas like, you know, like TikTok, Instagram, and all that, that's just young people, which is nothing wrong with it, but it's just saying that, you know, Facebook has an older has like all generations on it. Like, I don't personally use Facebook that much. Marketplace is good.
Marketplace is cool to me.
I love Marketplace.
Marketplace sells the weirdest stuff.
Oh, okay.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen in Marketplace?
I think I saw what was it? It was like a flat twisty, like a chip.
So it's a twisty, but it's flat.
Yeah, and it was like they put it on like rare twisty, flat, one of a kind.
How much?
I can't remember. It was something ridiculous. Obviously, it was a joke, but I thought that was so funny.
I saw someone trying to sell. Obviously, it was a photo, but you know that submarine that allegedly exploded. They had one trying to sell that, and then
Or the controller that was used by it.
I'm not sure if that would hurt someone or help them, the person who was dropshipping on Amazon. Because again, so many reviews, but if they're bad reviews, it's going to drop them out of the algorithm, isn't it?
Oh, but I don't think people were drop shipping that product. I think they were just, because that's like an old Logitech controller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why would you even use a controller for someone like that?
I don't know. But I also like how you said allegedly, because there is rumors that, like, some of the most richest people were on that. Well, not the richest, but a bunch of rich people were on there. And they could have just gotten away.
Exactly. Like the whole thing's
It's so hard
it's
to
a
know what's
front because
real or not anymore.
exactly because while that was getting pumped on the news, they were doing those Jeffrey Epstein trials.
Mm-hmm.
Same when
yeah.
the whole Johnny Depp and fucking Amber
Booth.
Heard
Amber Booth.
Amber Heard. See, and while they were doing that, they were doing Jeffrey Epstein's partner court case.
Yeah,
See,
that's
like
true.
media, so like the whole news, it's all a facade. They're only going to push to hide things. Like I don't watch the news anyway. It's all fucking bullshit and lies anyway.
I'm not. Yeah, you talk about politics or news stuff with me, and it's just like,
See, it's one of those things where it's kind of good that you're not. It's like a double-edged sword.
Yes.
It's good that you don't, but it's also
it's bad because
Bad.
I'm not like,
yeah.
if that makes sense. I'm just so like, I like doing my own thing. If it doesn't affect me, I'm not gonna really worry about it too much. Like if it's like if it's not directly affecting me,
Yeah.
it's not gonna. I don't really care. But obviously, like I'm very open minded. I like to, like I do like to think of all the possibilities of stuff. But I'm like, at the same time, I'm also just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you are right. It is one of those things where you like, you can see it for what it is and see through the bullshit and know it. And there's certain, like, my mother-in-law said to me, like, what do you do? Well, like, there are certain things you can do, right? Like, tap water's fucking poison, got all chemicals and shit in it. So, you get proper water. But then it's like, some people, may not be able to afford to do that. So they know it, but what can they do? I suppose it comes to a point where there's only so much you can do where I wouldn't say accept it because that's the wrong terminology, but you
just have
having
to-
knowing it is how you make your decisions.
Yeah, exactly. But speaking of the water, the tap water thing, I thought like they were saying that the chemicals and stuff in normal, like unfiltered water, was actually like helping like your immune system and stuff, because you're like constantly fighting off bacteria and stuff in that water.
I meant from like your processed water, like your
like bottled water.
no, like
What do you mean?
like your town water.
Oh,
Town water, they put all the fluoride and the chlorine and shit in
yeah.
it. That's the water I meant.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you just meant tap water versus filtered water.
No. I'm talking about like the whole like chemical processed water. Of course, in Turkey, they have certain like taps that if someone dies, they might put money towards it, and they basically keep giving water to people, right? It's basically their way of like when someone dies, they're still giving back kind of thing.
That's really nice.
And-
I really like that actually.
Yeah, it's mad. It's cool because
It's so cool.
anywhere you go in Turkey, there's like all these taps, and you just get and the water is straight from the mountains.
Wow.
So we're driving through this, like it was, bro, probably one of the best places I've ever driven, the best drives I've done. Like you're driving through all these little villages, through these like fuck off mountains, and then you come to this huge pine forest, like this fields over like several mountains, and you just slowly go down this good quality like road that's been carved in, and then they have like little rest stops. So because it's a high Muslim country, they have like a little masjid, which is like a spot where you pray, and then downstairs they've got like the taps where you can make or do whatever before you pray, and then they had like one of those taps,
Yeah.
and like this big thing had like their name and like a surah from like a Quran and what on it, and then but the water came straight from the mountain,
That's sick.
cold.
It probably would have been one of the best tasting water.
Bro, best tasting water. It's like it's pure, like
Yeah.
purely unfiltered, like not bottled.
I
like,
would love to have what I'd love to do, like just go under a waterfall and just
100%. It's like, they say, spring water, but is it really spring water? Because you've seen like, they had some lawsuit in America where some lady tried to sue the company. I think she won because on the bottle, you know how they have those fancy as fuck, like, spring water in the big like lake or whatever. And apparently the company, they got it from a spring, but it was from like an underwater one. So she sued them for false advertising and got millions.
It's crazy. That's actually insane. So who are we suing next?
But we can't sue Red Bull because I've already put that disclaimer. You know when that guy jumped off a building and sued him because it didn't give him wings?
Oh shit. Damn. Do you reckon this actually vitalizes body and mind?
Ooh, that's a lawsuit right there.
We could say, what is it doing to my mind? Making me more tired.
How do you drink caffeine and like go to sleep?
I don't know. It's just something that happens. I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't purposely say, hey, buddy, time to go to sleep.
Do you drink caffeine every day? Or is like caffeine, I mean like tea or coffee?
Yeah, so maybe I have one coffee a day max. But like,
One, yeah.
it's more like it averages like maybe one day I won't have any, and then the next day I'll have two. So it's still like one a day. But some days I just have none. Some days I have two.
How do you sleep though?
I'm fine.
Is it
I sometimes have a coffee at night and then I just go to sleep, or have tea at night and go to sleep. I mean, tea is very relaxing. So
if it's not caffeine tea? Or I guess for you, caffeine or no caffeine doesn't matter. You still pass out.
well, what tea isn't caffeine tea?
So green tea and black tea
Not caffeine.
has caffeine.
What about the tea that we had before?
Caffeine.
Well, then yes, caffeine tea. Because that's the tea I normally have.
Right. So black tea.
Yeah, not Ceylon. How do you pronounce it? Ceylon.
Jalon. J-Lo.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
J-Lo.
Ceylon. Yeah, I have that tea every night, or most nights. Ceylon tea.
So remember when I did this like challenge, like you know when I went for 100 days without caffeine?
Mm-hmm.
Like no gum, no chocolate, no coffee, no tea, like nothing.
Take caffeine in gum.
Yeah, 100%, a very small amount.
Fair enough.
But I didn't, bro. As soon as your head hits the pillow, out. But then when I first had coffee, the first coffee I had was terrible. Got it from one of the worst coffee. Anyway, buzzing. Well, buzzing for a short bit, like you kind of come up and then you just drop off and then it just plateaus.
See how I work is like I'll have a coffee, or have any sort of caffeine, and then I'll get a little bit drowsy and a little bit tired. So I'm a little bit tired right now just from having that. I don't know how. I don't know why. It just happens, right? But then I'll have another one, and I can fall asleep. And then there's a point though. Like I remember my auntie's house. She had the macchiato going, which is like a percolator. So it's like an Italian espresso. And we had visitors over, so I had a coffee when I got there first, and then some visitors came. We had another coffee, so I had two. And then there's a little bit left, and she said, "Oh, does anyone want it?" Nah. So I said, "All right, I'll have it." Right. So I had three, and then a few more people came. She gets the coffee going again. Okay, I had another one, 4, and then again, anyone want any left? Nah. Like, all right, I'll have the little bit left.
She had 6 coffees.
5 or 6, and I went from tired to fucking shake.
Probably you're having a fucking heart attack.
Yeah, probably.
6 coffees, and it's probably like pure black coffee, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's straight caffeine.
Yeah, no sugar, no milk. Just
Yeah, wow. You didn't sleep that night, did you?
no, I was actually fine that night. It wore off for like 2 hours. Not bad.
Well, coffee has a 12-hour half-life. So the other thing too, right? So you know how like, yeah, you know people like who wake up in the morning and they feel, oh, like I need my coffee, right? But before that coffee, that is their normal consciousness.
Yeah. See, but it's such a I reckon it's all a mental thing.
What, the whole buzz?
No, like the I'm so tired, I need my coffee.
Yes, it is. It's 100% mental thing, yes.
Or it's like something that's so engraved in your brain that it's like, oh, to make me want to work or get on with my day, I have to drink this first.
Yes, and it's almost a borderline excuse.
It's like you've systemed, or what's it called? I've made a pattern in your head.
Yes, I agree. What I was saying is the consciousness, right? So like you are, let's use the term sober, right? You're sober, you're not stimulated by anything.
Yeah.
But then you have your coffee, right? You're then, even when it wears off, your consciousness or your mind is still technically stimulated by coffee, right? And coffee has a half-life of 12 hours.
That's crazy.
So if you're having a coffee every, say, 8 hours, you always have caffeine in your system, which means you aren't your normal consciousness. You're always stimulated, which means you technically aren't sober. Just going off back to using that word.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
means
makes sense.
because people who always like have coffee all the time, when they actually don't, and it's all out of the system, that's their normal consciousness. And the other thing too is because you have a like people say, oh, you might, yeah, I sleep fine, but your quality of sleep
Yeah,
will
it's
be
the
different as
quality.
well.
Yeah. See, like if I'm gonna have a coffee, right, I'll have it at 11 o'clock in the morning. I won't have it any earlier. I try not to have it later. I'll go 11 o'clock because then it's like my little snack before lunch. And then, gives me a little boost, a little perk. Sometimes, other times it makes me crash. But most times it's just there for a drink.
It's just nice. It's like a
Yeah.
dopamine hit.
Yeah. And then, the reasoning I do that is because it's, what does it take, like 4 or 5 hours later you have your crash, or you're supposed to have your crash. So by the time then, that's dinner time. Your work day is over.
Yeah, but the crash is also too, apparently, I can't remember the guy who said it, but the chemical in your brain that helps you sleep builds up from the moment you wake up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was going to say this before.
And then coffee obviously blocks that.
Blocks the chemical.
But if you have it be too early,
Yeah,
that's when
it's
you
like,
get the
it's
crash.
like a massive, like, it's like if you hold the end, like you kink a hose. You kink a hose for too long,
Yeah.
boof, all this water comes out. You turn the tap on, kink the hose for half the amount of time, then it won't be as pressure.
And that's what coffee does when you're like, oh, you're having your crash, and then you have
Yeah.
more. It's just putting that wall up again, or it's just
Kinking
kinking the hose again.
So the longer you leave it without kinking the hose, the less pressure and the less crash you'll have.
Yeah, like if they say, wait 90 minutes. From the 90 minutes from when you wake up,
Yeah.
after that, then have your coffee.
Yeah.
But some people, that's the thing, is some people they're so reliant on it.
They wake up, have one, then they go to work, have one.
But because they have it at work and late, the coffee's still in their system. This has that 12-hour half-life. Then they go to sleep, and they're not getting, and they literally just screw themselves over and over and over again, like the vicious cycle,
Bloody caffeine addicts.
right? But another thing too, like addicts, right? Addiction, certain things that are normalized and some aren't, right?
Sugar.
Sugar,
That's the most addictive substance ever. Sugar is...
isn't that as bad as like cocaine?
Yeah. I think it's more addictive. I don't think... It's not as bad. I think it's more addictive than cocaine. Obviously, cocaine's worse for you.
Allegedly.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Bullshit.
Look, that's the thing is like you say like, oh, like most addictions people associate is smoking, drugs, and alcohol, right?
Yeah.
But then, you go, oh, I've had my 10th coffee for the day. People are like, you're addicted to coffee. 10th coffee. That's a fucking problem.
Yeah, I think caffeine... I think caffeine should be a part like of the monitor, like I don't think it should be a legality or like you can't have any more than.
No, but it shouldn't be dismissed.
It shouldn't be dismissed, but I think the same with sugar. I think
And even like, yeah,
sugar is a killer because, people don't realize that sugar is literally in everything. Every carb source is sugar. So it's like. You may think, oh, I don't like sweets, or I don't have lots of desserts. Says the one that eats fucking 16 slices of bread a day. Just because you're not having not a sweet tooth doesn't mean you don't have a lot of sugar.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that it's been normalized by society. I still think with the problem society is that they normalize too much. I think should be normalized, especially with the whole LG HD TV stuff.
I thought you were talking about a TV. LG. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? The LG. I'm like, oh yeah, TV.
Well, I don't even know what they keep adding letters. But like that's kind of stuff. It's too normalized. Or even another thing too, especially.
I got that screwdriver.
What, the King Chrome one?
Yeah. Yeah, I got that one.
Thank you.
I just noticed it. I just looked over there. I'm like, a screwdriver, just on the TV cabinet.
Yeah.
Perfect spot. Anyways, as you were saying.
As I was saying.
So yeah, look at the screwdriver.
No, but like in Australia, right? Australia has a very large drinking culture.
Yeah,
Everywhere you go,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
alcohol, right? And if you're going out and you say to someone, "I'm not drinking,"
Bro, I'm telling you, right? Last night, people here in Sydney, they drink so much more than in Adelaide.
really,
Crazy. The amount of drinks I saw these people drinking, actual insane. I saw people in Australia either too cheap to go out and buy drinks, or they just don't drink out. They drink all at prees and then they go out.
yeah. Or you're like, that old fat uncle who just sits on the couch on the veranda out the front, just knocks back like a carton of VBs or something,
Oh, I think I'm gonna say at the bar.
or the bar.
I was gonna say because I saw that last night. I'm like, that's not a thing that happens in Adelaide.
But in Adelaide, that's weird because Adelaide have less strict rules, don't they, than Sydney? Because Sydney in Adelaide,
About how so like dress code and stuff.
no, like as in like they're open later. Because remember when I used to go clubbing many years ago, like the clubs close at like 6, don't they? 6 or something, and you can like get shots of stuff. You can get doubles.
Oh yeah. So it's like close off is 3, so you can't get in after 3. They shut the doors. So if,
Yeah,
but if you're
yeah.
already in, they just keep going until.
Yeah, but here it's 12. So if you're not in by 12, too bad. And they close at 3.
Yeah.
Because I remember like when I was in Tamworth, like I used to drink scotch, and you can only get one. That's it. Like you can't ask for a double. You have to buy 2 singles.
Wait, that's not even a double.
It's not because it's still watered down by Coke.
You might as well just ask for a shot,
But you can't. But you can't get shots.
just on ice.
But you can't.
You can't ask for a scotch on ice.
I don't think you can. No.
Bullshit. You can't say a scotch on rocks.
I'm not percent sure now. But I don't know.
I reckon they should.
But that's the thing is like I think they do is they put like if they even overflow the shot glass and they put it in, but then they drain it out with Coke and then ice. So by the time the ice melts, you're just drinking water.
Yeah, but still got the same amount of alcohol in it.
Yeah, but if you have, it's the same with coffee, right? It's 1 shot of coffee and milk on top. But if you have 2 shots of coffee, it's technically less
yes.
milk.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes. It's less watered down. I get what you're saying. I thought you were saying that, the ice makes it less alcoholic because it's watered down.
No, I'm just saying like it dilutes it.
It dilutes it, yes.
Yeah.
But if you have 2 drinks, it's just the same. Like it's not like
Yeah,
it's
it's
not a
like
double shot.
Because obviously, if you're getting doubles, you're drinking it to absorb more of the alcohol
Yeah,
quicker.
quicker. Yeah.
Instead of just like drinking 50 diluted cups. Mm-hmm. That fucking dog, man. I'm going to punch that dog in the throat. I know. It barks. You don't even go outside. Something happens. It barks at 5 a.m. It barks at 11 p.m. It just barks all the time.
I tried to say hello to it. It barked at me.
Yeah,
It ran
and
off.
it does not respect the owners because they call it and just ignores them. And you know what the dumb thing they did? They tried to, when they first moved in, they tried to entice it with treats, right? Just fucking dumb. Because the dog is running down, harassing you, barking, and then calling it back and giving it treats. So
Rewarding its
exactly.
behavior. So what's it gonna do? Oh,
It's gonna keep
if
barking.
I'm gonna bark and harass the neighbors, I will get a treat.
Yeah, and now and you hear him call him Otis, Otis. It doesn't come. It just stays there and keeps barking.
It's worse than my dog.
Your dog's cute though.
My dog's cute, but he thinks he's a menace. He'll just randomly wake
Diesel?
up. Yeah, he'll randomly get up at like 1 a.m. in the morning. I'll hear him. He'll just run outside and he'll just start barking at no one. But like, I'll walk out there sometimes and look at him and he'll like whoa, he'll bark. And then he'll like look at me, like to get like approval. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, get inside. And he's like, whoa. And then looks back at me. He's like,
Like trying to seek your approval.
it's like, am I doing it? Am I doing a good job? Whoa.
And
I'm like-
do you
I'm like-
validate him?
I was like, get inside.
No.
I was like, no blocking. And then he's like, he just sprints inside. And he goes through, he sprints inside, goes through his like little doggy door. And I just see him like staring through the doggy door, just like his eyes he's just looking at me.
Like that?
Yeah.
Like
Well-
with his paws?
Well, I mean, I should probably explain it better. It's like frosted, but then there's just like a slit that's see-through, so you just see his eyes through the slit. That it doesn't do that. It's that.
I'll take it if
Yeah, I know. I mean, you can't even see my eyes, so
So you're doing.
I've actually had my eyes shut this whole time.
You actually could. I wouldn't even know. I cannot see. I actually can't see.
I could just fall asleep right now and like look at you,
I
and then
wouldn't
you
know.
could just talk to me and be like, yeah.
Yeah. You snore?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I will fucking like woke myself up last night snoring. Oh, it was so bad. I was just about to fall asleep, and then it's like, and I like fucking jumped. It was scared the shit out of me. Okay, maybe I'm just weird.
No. You're not weird. I once woke myself up laughing from a punchline of a joke I had in my dream. But I couldn't remember what it was. Because my wife's like, "Why are you laughing?" I'm like,
I thought it was a
couldn't
joke.
"Yeah," but it was something about she was joking about golf clubs or something.
It's like I'll club your golf. Like golf, like a Volkswagen.
Oh, I fucking hate golfs.
I don't mind golfs.
No, golfs are the European Subaru.
Like golf's the poor man RS3.
No, what I mean by that is people who don't like Jap cars want a sports car. Like, I'm gonna get a golf and I'm gonna put Pop Crackle tunes in it.
No, but the golfs already come with Pop Crackle.
From factory.
Yeah,
Oh, that's even gayer.
but that's like the RS3.
Yeah, but RSA is different because it's not a golf. It's not gay.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind a golf. A golf's
But then the argument would be that Volkswagen owns Audi.
so it's like the same.
No, but it's
Golfs aren't that bad. They're like they're just a quick, comfy car.
Would you rather a Golf or a Subaru?
Well, I think they're two different things.
Yeah, but I equally didn't.
Okay. If I could get a Subaru, like the Subaru WRX or an RS3, RS3, right?
Naturally.
Right. But then, if I could get a Subaru and a Golf, I'd get a Subaru and a Golf.
Why? Why?
So for instance, if I could have one
Yeah, one only.
RS3 or one Subaru and one Golf, I'd choose the one and the Golf. So I have two cars. What? It's
I don't
not
know.
bad.
No. I just feel like it's people's go-to. It's like they got to get a Golf and then.
Oh, yeah.
Like, remember that interview I did of that guy with the Golf?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to do more of them, man. I actually.
Yeah, I told you. That's
Yeah,
like
but
your winning thing.
It
Everyone loves
is,
that.
and I do it better than anyone else has done it in the past
Exactly.
since I've done it. But I need someone to come and film me. Like, you know how
Who
hard it
filmed you
is.
last time?
My brother-in-law.
I'll just teach Layla.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to come to that stuff. Again, move to Sydney.
Bro.
You know-
I don't even use a camera anymore.
I know. I can show you how.
But like I did this.
It was a joint effort.
I come in here and just fucking shit everywhere. And I'm like, just do
I
that.
wasn't
do
done.
That, do that.
I was-
Put that there. Put that there. Put that light there. Turn that light off. Shut those blinds.
You're always better with lighting. You always have been.
Yeah, well, like I said before, someone who hasn't done it for 3 years, I still do it. I can still do it. Put
Yes.
that lamp there. You said to put the lamp there. Good job. Move that light.
Yeah, I swear lighting is just all trial and error. Like
No,
there's rule, but there isn't.
no, there's a rule, and I just followed the rule.
All right. Well, so you're saying that in every single movie shot or scene, they have 3-point lighting.
Yeah, 3-point or 2-point. They probably have more. To be honest, they'll have 3 main lights,
Yeah.
and then all these other little artificial lights to make the
Oh, to make it
scene
look like
interesting.
moonlight or whatever.
Yeah. Well, no, the moonlight will be one of the 3-point lights. But I'm talking about like artificial lights, like, you know, like shit to light up the background to make it not as dark, or put extra light in somewhere. Don't know, bro.
So all I'm hearing is I'm gonna fly you to Sydney when I've got film projects on. You help me with the lighting.
Yeah, if you pay me.
How much do you want?
Mm.
What's your day rate? $100?
If you fly me out and just buy me food, I'd consider it.
Okay. Did someone knock?
No, that was my foot.
Oh, that was your foot.
Yeah. Sounds exactly at the door.
It does.
But if you fly me out
Yeah.
and pick me up from the airport
Mm-hmm.
and drop me off back at the airport
Mm-hmm.
and accommodate me,
Mm-hmm.
and like I'm basically giving you all the bare necessities, right? Just minus the pay.
So basically, if I just do everything except pay you,
Yeah.
but I'm paying you, but not paying you technically.
But you would do that anyway. Like if you were to fly someone out,
yeah, did fly man, but yeah.
you would like either overpay them so they can afford the flights,
Mm-hmm.
or you'd pay for the flights for them and the accommodation and everything. So either way, you're still doing that, but you're just not paying me anything.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's like depends. If it's like if it's 1 day, fuck it, I'll just do it. If I'm free, I'll do it. If it's like a 3-4 day thing, it's like, all right, giving up work now. I gotta like maybe just slip in a few Genos,
Few Genos.
yeah, couple of Genos,
That's the thing is, I want to make more like
more Genos.
more. Yeah, more. Everyone wants to make more Genos. I like that. Genos.
Yeah,
Genos.
it's like 100 G's,
100.
like a 1 grand, like 100 grand, 100
What?
Genos,
I got a 1.
1 Geno, 2 Genos. Hire the uni students to do it. I told you this, bro. Just
Hire the students.
contact unis and say, hey, I'm a short film producer or whatever you want your title to be. Approach them and say, look, I'm looking for some people for some short-term work experience. If that doesn't work, you do like short-term paid work experience,
At $10 an hour.
or whatever the minimum rate is.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. They've
I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's a great idea, and I will do that.
They've studied what they need to do, and you're giving them an
First-hand
opportunity.
experience.
Yeah, and first-hand experience, and two, like you're basically like, it's a win-win situation. You're helping them out, they're helping you out.
And then you obviously, if they're good, you keep getting them for future projects,
Yeah,
and they say build your team.
yeah.
Well, I've got plenty of scripts. It's just the budget to make it. So I got to write stuff that's like cheap to make.
Yeah. Look at all those short film like competition entries on YouTube and stuff. A lot of them are just single locations, and they're like, especially some of the ones that win. Majority of them are just single locations. And they just got a killer storyline. Majority of them have no dialogue. It's just all emotions. Like,
Yeah, there was one I watched. You're right. It was pretty much like 4 lines of dialogue, or 4 words of dialogue, but it was great. It went like 2.5 minutes. And about this chick, she's like trying to draw or sketch the perfect thing, and it's like a montage of her like scrunching up on the floor, like she can't get it, and then it cuts to her riding along the road, and she goes to this like big fucking lake lagoon, whatever, and then she's there with the art thing, and she drops it as she walks to the water, and she hears a scream. And then she kneels down and gets pulled into the water. But then as she gets pulled in, that transition is her artwork of her getting pulled into the water. It's honestly, I probably butchered it, but it's really good. For a 2.5 minute thing, I'm like, how do you think it? Like, it's so simple, but it works.
that would be pretty cool.
I swear I overthink or overcomplicate things. Like, it's all, you have a concept and then you get too carried away with it.
Exactly. I think you should go for, you have like, say you have a movie or whatever, just pick one scene, and that's what the film is about. Don't do a story, do a scene.
Like, it's like a scene from a feature, for example.
Yeah, kind of. But like the scene has to still have a start, middle, and ending.
Yeah.
Like there still has to be a story behind it. But you're just doing a scene. Like the scene is like, you don't need to do any introductions. You don't need to do any background. The scene starts in the middle of what's already going on.
Well, I've kind of done that with Prego.
Oh yeah.
With Prego. But then, see, the issue with Prego, right, is it started off, well, it still is technically, like they're just in a burger bar, right, talking. That's the easy part to film.
Yeah.
It's everything around that.
But then I think you gotta write to your ability, not the other way around. Don't write and then figure out how you're going to do it. Figure out it first, then write it. Because if you
While you start,
feasibly cannot do something, whether that's because of budget or experience or equipment or whatever it is, then it's always just going to make you, you're always going to be struggling. It's always going to be like a downer. Like it's going to be a bad mindset. You're going to look at it and be like, I can't do this. I will never be able to do it.
Yeah.
But if you just figure out, okay, well, let's do something that I can achieve and make the story about that.
Okay, well, this is a concept I've had for something like that, right? But this is as far as I've got. So there's this chick, she's just, finished work, whatever, so shuts her laptop, she's having a break, like, she's fucking knackered, whatever. So she goes up to a bookshelf, grabs a book, sits down on this lounge, for example, and she opens it. And then she hears something, she looks up, she's in a different location, but still with the book. It's like the book's teleported her. Or has her mind teleported her, right? But that's as far as I've gotten.
I mean, you could do it. Okay. How about this?
Yep.
So so teleports her something, and then somewhere, maybe like a forest or something,
Yeah, forest, yeah, bushland.
and then she's getting chased by like a dog or something.
Something. Well, it could be like something unseen, like you just hear it.
Yeah, like there's something following her, whatever, and she's still running with the book open.
Yes. And
And then she like gets captured or something, and something bad's just about to happen. She drops the book. The book lands and closes.
that brings her back.
And then it's like, say she's like hanging in the air somewhere, and then book closes, comes back, and she falls back into where she was.
You mean like in the lounge?
Yeah. So she falls. So say she's like suspended in the air or whatever. She falls back down. Like in the same exact location she left.
Yeah.
And then it goes to her, like, it cuts to her, like, like you think it's over, and then like the very last scene is cut towards he's looking at the bookcase, and then you see a hand grab one of the books again, and then that's it.
Oh, like a different book takes you to a different location.
Yeah, so she takes another book.
I like that.
She goes, and like you just see the finger going to, like, take the book out.
That's hot. I can love that.
Do it.
Done. I'll make that.
Take it. And
Obviously, like,
something like that. Like, maybe it's not that she's running away from something. Maybe it's like she doesn't know how she got to the location, and she, like, maybe she drops the book. Maybe it's like in the city or something. She goes to a different city, right? And then so she leaves the book open on the bench or something, walks off or something, exploring the city, blah blah blah. Someone else comes along, picks up the book, closes it, and then she's back. And she's like, oh, how do I go back? She gets another book. Same thing happens, but she goes to another place. So she doesn't realize that it's connected to closing the book. And then it's like, she sees something interesting happen, she runs off, drops the book, closes,
and she's back to where she was.
She's like, why does this keep happening? Why do I keep going back?
Oh, because she doesn't realize that closing the book is linked.
Yeah. You'd probably have to, it seems more like a child, it's happening to a child, somewhere where it's like they're not 100% thinking about what's going on, they're more excited of their surroundings, so they're not paying attention to the book closing.
Yeah.
So what if it was like with a child actor that was like, oh, look at all this, like, wow, look at all these flowers, throws the book, book closes midair, boom, she's back.
But you got to think about location and budget. See, the original idea, like, similar is...
But that you could go into any place.
Oh, you're just saying, like, go to, like, a fucking flower field or something. Go to a city.
Flower field, done. Go to a beach, done. Go to an empty forest, boom. Your backyard.
Yeah, the bushland, yeah. Bushland is... Because that's what I thought the original transition would be, is her, like, the transition where the first place she goes is bushland, because that's the most easiest and accessible. And it's... cost nothing. Just go there and film it. Because the original concept I had was like that, and then people were calling her by a name that she doesn't know. Like, for example, Anna. Like, Anna, like, she's like, I'm not Anna. And then when she teleports back, it turns out that someone she was babysitting is called Anna, and they're missing. But then, see, the reason I wouldn't do that is it's too complicated. There's too many people to cast. It's not simple.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You just don't even worry about any backstory.
Oh, it's just there and now.
Just boom, happens now. Whatever happens, that's what the person
That's what
worries
it is.
about. Don't worry about backstory. Just you're in the middle of the scene. Scene's already happening. Maybe she's writing a paper. She spills a coffee. Excuses to get up to, make another coffee. She bumps over a coffee table, which knocks a book onto the floor. She looks at the book, picks it up, opens, boom, she's there where she needs to be. Gives her a reason to get up, gives her a reason to pick up the book. And like this book, maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe it's like just a unnamed brown book that she's never seen before in the room.
But if I actually got the book as a package, like just like a random parcel came to
Yeah,
the door,
yeah,
and it's a
done.
book. It's a
Done.
blank book. That's it. Like, doesn't know what it is. It's just a blank book's come and
Yeah.
she opens it, then fucking there you are.
Could legit be her cooking dinner. Husband walks in. Hey, did you expect the package today? Oh no, leave it on the counter. And then he's like, yeah, well, it's just this book. Oh yeah, puts the book down. And then it's staring at the book.
Yeah, like a focus shot.
And then, like it's daytime. And then, boom, cuts to night, but still looking at the book. So it's like showing that time has passed and nothing's been touched by the book.
Yeah.
And then it's like maybe the power goes out or something. So she can't watch TV. Lights a candle.
Yeah.
Book is there. Oh, let's see what this book is.
But I feel like we could like write some good shit.
Oh, for sure.
Because I've always wondered with, you know how you see stuff and it's written by joint writers? How do you decide? Like if someone wants character to be Joe, one wants character to be Bill.
I don't think it's about specifics. I think it's more about general ideas and maybe the flow of the story. I think specifics of like names and locations, that comes later. I don't think that really matters, like who wrote it.
It's just more like making sure the story is as best as it can be.
Yeah.
100% though, tonight I'm going to start on this.
Do the book thing.
I will. I am going to, yeah.
I legit think the package.
The package, yeah.
Then powers out. Needs something to do. Lights a candle. Like walks through the kitchen. Sees a book. Picks a book up. Has a candle. Puts it on the thing. Starts reading it. And then...
And then she's in the bush
Yeah.
or somewhere.
And then you can do the whole thing where she's like being chased, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or she drops the book. The book lands face down open. She's running. Doesn't know what to do. Then like thinks, the book. Runs back to the book. Has to try and retrace her steps. And right before like she's about to get caught or whatever, she's like jumps for the book. Closes the book. And then it's her like in midair, just falling like on the floor.
Yeah. I suppose, and then you just, like you said, cast someone.
And then she falls. And the power comes back on.
And then we'll just still have the whole book thing. Oh no, you wouldn't have the book thing then because you didn't pick it off the shelf.
Yeah. So it's like, it's depending on how you do it. Legit, it could just be, because then it's like, wow, like the power going out was all about the book.
The book did it.
It wasn't just an unexpected thing. It was like the book wanted to be opened and made itself an opportunity.
Yeah. I feel like this is actually a very good concept.
I reckon this could be a 4 or 5 minute thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like they say, keep it like your first one short.
Yeah, and that's 2 locations. No, look, maybe that could just be one actor. It doesn't even need to be.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't want to go more than 2 actors. Like, keep it small. And then, because my goal, like, you start a small project.
Yeah.
You work with, like, you film, you do everything yourself from sound, lighting, whatever.
Yeah.
You do one project so you can show people what you can do. And then you use that for your next project to get people to come in.
Yeah, exactly.
And then from there you expand. Because I want to, like, do feature films. Like, I want to be able to, like, have, like, a whole 1 hour, 2 hour feature film.
Yeah.
Because have you heard of the movie Code 8?
No.
So basically it started as a short film on YouTube.
Yeah.
Went for 18 minutes. and now it's a feature on Netflix.
Oh, because like he got so much attention.
Got a lot of
People-
attention, and it was really well done. It had the you know, the main actor out of Fast and Furious, Han.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was one of the actors in it.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and my brother-in-law Ali, because he's a social butterfly, man. You put him anywhere in the world in any situation, he just makes it work. He's such an extrovert. He has a cafe in Parramatta, and it's in like the main drag of the CBD that goes to the train line. And he met like one of the actors from Underbelly.
Oh, that's
Got to
so
know
cool.
him, and he got a favor. So if I want something like a small role, he said he'll do it.
That's so cool.
So I have that as well. I've got to use. And he also has, you know, those army disposal stores. There's one across from his cafe, and he spoke to them, and they're open to having anything filmed in there on a Sunday when they're shut.
Whoa.
So I've got all these things at my fingertips. I need to.
You've got locations, you've got actors.
Yeah.
You just need to write something good. Do this book idea.
I will.
Book idea.
I will start it
Do,
tonight.
I don't know. Do some other things. Then like post shorts of it on TikTok, post shorts of it on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts,
Shorts, yeah.
fucking Facebook Reels, whatever you need to do.
And then drive the traffic to the.
Drive it to the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Drive it all there. Funnel that shit. Use your platforms that you already got,
Already
the
got, yeah.
followings. Boom, push it. Don't ask me why, but I'm watching House.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, the Doctor
The
show.
Doctor one is it? Apparently, it's like, is it funny? Or is it
Yeah,
serious?
it's hilarious. It's so funny. Like I was watching it. My mum was like, "What the hell are you watching?" I'm like, "Oh, House." She's like, "That old show. Why are you watching that?" Sits down for 5 minutes and she's hooked. She doesn't want me to watch another episode without her now. I'm not allowed to watch it without her. She loves it now. She's hooked. It's such a good show. You should watch it.
Bro, the house. Okay.
It's so funny. It's just imagine a doctor
Yeah.
that is so sick and tired of dumb patients. Like one of the scenes was like, oh yeah, it feels like there's fire on my heart, and he goes, oh, does it feel like your chest is burning?
Yeah.
And they're like, they're like, yeah, that's so right. And he's
Oh,
like,
so just playing off their stupidity.
oh, maybe you've got heartburn, or what's it called, like chest burn, whatever.
Heartburn. Yeah.
Heartburn.
Reflux. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I got heartburn. It's like, well, you can go down to the local pharmacy and get yourself some blah, blah, blah.
It makes you wonder if emergency actually get dumb people like
They
that.
do. They do. They have to.
Because I actually have written a feature film that I've actually written completely.
Good. That's good.
But it's one of those things where you need a big budget to make it. So it's just one of the things where like I've written like, okay, I've written a feature film.
What if you made a scene,
I can make it. Yeah.
even if it's like a tease, like say if you make a scene and it does really well, then you reshoot the whole thing and you make it into a film, or you just add that scene back into it. But I think it would be hard. I think you might as well just remake the whole thing into a full feature thing.
The hardest thing is it's an action film. And you know how actions are.
Well, then what if you start it from after the action's already happened, so everyone's already beat up or whatever?
It's literally, imagine if, to describe the action, imagine John Wick and Punisher had a baby.
Or what if it's all the aftermath for that?
It could be. Well, there is an end credit scene I wrote in. It's pretty fucking good, I think. But you mean like the after that?
So it's like there has to be a reason for the fight.
Yeah, there is.
So what if it's like the fight's over and now we're moving on to like this is what's happening or whatever it is, the fight's over and he's like I'm done. I can finally live a normal life. And then it's like, right, whatever happens, he gets home, blah blah blah, and then it cuts to like people in his house or something.
That's doable.
So
Yeah.
he aftermath, blah, dun, dun, dun. He cuts back, sits on the couch. The camera's facing him. He's just there, goes for a sip, and then like two guys come from there and there and like go behind him,
Yeah, yeah.
bag, or like even even if it's a full face shot like this, and it's like slowly zooming out, and then just a bag goes over his head,
And that's it.
and that's it.
Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Like 30 seconds.
We can make it like 2 minutes.
That's still mad, but. Oh, and then people like, you draw people like, fuck, like,
What happened
that?
before? Why is there all these people like dead on the floor around him? walking? Why is he at home? What did he do? And then why did he get
Oh, so you're saying, oh, right. Oh, I get what you mean by the action. Like it's all the people are dead around him, whatever, and he's just sat
Yeah.
down kind of thing.
or like he's like leaving where he needs to go. He gets into his car, he heads home, sits down, like job's over. He can relax. He's free.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I hear
Because
you.
there's people in his house that he doesn't know about.
Yeah, so it's like you're showing the action without showing it kind of thing.
Yeah. You can have him like washing the blood from his hands. You can show him like taking the t-shirt off and like putting it into a plastic bag
Yeah.
or whatever.
Fuck. You have a very creative mind.
Thanks.
Seriously, you do.
I don't know. I just think of everything like outside the box. Like, how can you do it in a feasible way
Yeah.
and keep it interesting? Don't look at it don't look at the big picture. Look at the small picture.
Which is like the opposite, but it's
It's the opposite,
but it still works.
but it's still good.
It's like looking. That's so in because people say don't look at the small picture, look at the big picture.
But the small picture is what's creating the big picture.
Yeah.
If you can't get to the big picture, let's get to the small. Let's get to the first step first. Let's do the first thing first. Get to the small. You do the small thing. Do what you can do, not what you want to do. What you can do. If you want to do something and you can do it, do it. But don't keep sitting here wanting to do it and then do nothing. Make something happen first.
That's deep.
Thanks. Off the dome.
No, but I hear you. You're right.
I've given you two movies now.
You have, and I promise you, I will write them, and I will even send you the copy of them if you want, and you can like test and adjust.
No, I just want.
You want to watch it?
Nah.
No. What do you want?
I just want you to not ask me to watch it.
You know.
I already know the plot line. I don't need to see it. No, I'm kidding.
Actually, that's the other thing too. Is you know how like certain actors don't watch.
Don't watch the movies. Yeah.
I guess because, like I suppose from like green screen.
Was it Johnny Depp?
Johnny Depp apparently hasn't watched any of his movies.
Yeah, any of the Pirates of the Caribbean as well. I think
Yeah.
he said. I mean, any of his movies include Pirates of the Caribbean.
I would include him. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes. Yeah, I think that's crazy. I think it's like maybe it's like I don't know. Is it like a cringe thing? They find themselves cringe on camera. Like, is it like a?
It could be that, and also they know how it's been done.
Yeah.
Like even we do to a degree. Like for me now, I'm so.
I get what you mean. So it's like you're watching. You already know the story, so why do you need to watch it? Like you already know what's gonna happen, type thing.
Yeah, and it's like for us watching it, right? We don't know all the cuts. What is a green screen? What do you do? What didn't you do?
Yeah.
I suppose there's.
If you're there on set every single day, especially if you're a main actor, you'd basically read the whole script to know the whole storyline. You'd know exactly what the story is, or to an extent, to get you into character.
There's one thing too. I started doing extras work. I signed up for extras work like end of last year. I got one gig, and it was like for this TV show called House of Gods. I got 3 seconds of in focus screen time as an extra.
Beautiful.
I know. I'm basically Brave Hollywood.
That's like almost better than being a zombie extra in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but it was good to see how they do it right, because I've always wondered in movies, I used to think there's no way that they stop and start so many things. Like, let's just say it's like a wide shot of me, it's a wide shot of us, right? And then I put this on here. But, I thought there's no way they have to do it twice, but they do. Like it's a wide shot, and then you would obviously reset up lighting, whatever, and they do the close up. And like they turn this entire university foyer into like a hospital waiting room, right? And all the shot was with these guys sitting, waiting. There was a few other scenes as well, but they would then shoot it, and then they would adjust the lighting. Then they would come around this side and shoot it the opposite way. Like let's just say you got the TV here, right, and the chairs are here, and like the reception desk is there. So they would shoot it this way, and the director would then move it. They'd shoot it back this way. And even everything is so controlled, even the extras. And then I realized how acting is important, because they're like, yep, just walk the same way you did, the same kind of composure and pace. I was like, I just fucking walked. I didn't really pay attention to what I was doing. I was like, and then I was like, oh, fuck. how did I walk? And then
Well, wouldn't it be easier to just get 2 cameras?
no, that's the thing is that they had like wides and close ups at the same time, but then had to shoot the other side.
Oh, gotcha.
But then other thing too is you have to walk, but then like as you're walking down like through the center of these
Yeah.
two chairs, but then there's a camera just down here, obviously shooting up. Because what basically one of the scenes was the TV was there and they were filming the TV while that like the actors or characters were blurred, and the nurse extra, which was me, had to walk through. So I had to walk past a camera and there's a random boom mic on the ground as well, and you have to like step over it without making it look like you're trying to step over it.
That would have been hard.
Oh, I would, yeah.
Did you mess up?
No, I didn't.
It's like, God, Jonesy, told you, don't make it look like you're stepping over a fucking
But-
boom mic.
The camera, the chick was on the camera, was like smiling. I was walking past them. It was fun. I learned like all I did was watch. I learned a lot. Like it's that's why I did it. Not so much for acting stuff. Like yeah, it's cool.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But just seeing how it's
first-hand
done.
experience as well. Just that's sick.
and just all these. I don't know. It's fascinating. Like there's actually so much to it. But then I find it's like with anything you're interested in or just life in general is the more you know, the more you realize you don't know.
Oh, for sure. You think it's so crazy just thinking about that. Like you will never know if you know enough.
Yeah, it's.
But and I think even like someone like Steven Spielberg or like like some of the great directors, I feel like they would always like pressure themselves to do better because I think any artist as well, just any artist or anyone doing anything around art. I said this to you the other day. It's like you're never going to be 100% happy with whatever you do.
No.
And I think that's a major issue in just the art industry in general.
Yes.
But it's like an issue, but it's not because it makes you strive to do better. So it's kind of a good thing.
There's like a happy medium. There's a sense of I can work on A, B, C, and D. I need to get better. To then opposite negative self-talk.
Yeah.
And then there's the other polar opposite, which is you're so egotistical that you think you're the top shit when what you've made is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And then there's having confidence in your skill and what you do.
Yeah, I think once you can have confidence in what you do, but then it's you always got to make sure you're striving to do better than your last film
100%.
or your last song, your last painting, drawing, whatever it is you're doing. You can do your last walk. You walk 5Ks, go 5.5Ks, bench press.
I think that's the difference between like people that's what separates people, not as successful and unsuccessful, but obviously it comes down to what your definition of success is.
I think the definition of success is someone that strives and pushes themselves to do better, even if they've failed multiple times. Because if someone fails and gives up, they're never going to be successful. If someone's failed like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times and they're still there, pushing themselves, trying to be better, that's a mad shit ton of like persistence right there. And just like you have your like the ambition that you have is crazy, and you're not giving up even though things are getting hard. I think that's what separates success from unsuccessful people.
I can agree with that 100%. That's very well put.
Mm.
I'm going to cut that out into a reel and tag you in it when I post it, all right?
Do it. I'm not going to take full credit for it because I think I heard it yesterday at the conference with Gary Vee and one of the other speakers.
Bro, it sounded like it was a very good conference.
It was. It's changed a lot of my mindset of things.
How much did it cost you?
Oh, I can't remember actually. I bought the tickets a while back.
How was he in Sydney for? Like, is he gone now?
Yeah, he's gone. Well, he did one in Melbourne, Sydney, and Perth, I think.
Fuck.
But like, it wasn't him like the whole day. He just had, I think, two hours.
He
or
was the
whatever.
selling point.
Yeah, and then there was like other talkers. But I reckon I got a lot. Like every single talker, like every talker, what's the proper word? Like public speaker or every person that was there, sort of had their own purpose. They were there to show their own or tell us about their life story, and give us advice from their own stuff that they've done. I think it was good to hear from multiple people because then you can get multiple different perspectives. Yeah.
That's hectic.
You get multiple insights. You can see how other people do it, and just general advice.
You know, they say you are who you surround yourself with. Like, I still consider you one of my closest friends.
And I'm same goes.
Thanks, bro. And I still, you are literally like the people I want to be around.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, yeah.
You surround yourself with the people with like good mindset.
Yeah, and like, and with drive and ambition, like, you know, you still, I know you don't do this as much as you do, but you still have a level of interest and knowledge. You're into business, entrepreneurship, like bettering yourself, mindset, and they're the people I want around me.
I'm glad to be around.
Good.
And I'm glad you're around, because it's like because you're doing what you're doing, right? You're doing videography stuff, and I love because I can just talk to you and you sort of just understand the drive and the ambition.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a lot of people, I talk about it, they're like, oh yeah, but wouldn't it be easier just to like,
don't even,
you know,
get
do
me
this
fucking started on that.
and like just, you know, maybe like get a normal job or whatever.
And
And I'm like, look, there's nothing against it. I don't have anything. You can do whatever makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, don't tell me what I should be doing.
Yes.
Because if I told you shouldn't be doing it, then there's a problem. But why can they say that to me?
Exactly, right? Like, it's my sister. Like, God, like she's an academic. She's been to uni. She did very well in school. You know, she went to uni, have a job, all that kind of thing. And that's what I think was good. Like, and she loves it and she enjoys it. Like, and then you have people. It's weird. Like, some people have, I wouldn't say nothing, but they don't like, you know, they're working from 9 to 5 or whatever, and they're the happiest people in the fucking world. And people have it all and they're sad.
Yeah.
But like, I guess, like I said, it comes down to, like, if you're happy with what you do, more power to you.
Done.
But like you and I, we know that there can be more, and we know we can do more and have more.
Yeah.
So we have to. Like, you know, I see people drive like a Lambo. I'm like, they can, and I know I can. You have to work out how.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, to think someone spends a fucking house on a car. Like, man,
There's, I don't know. Someone said it the other day. They're like, oh yeah, when you go to a doctor's office, right? What cars are parked there? What type of cars are doctors driving? They're driving standard everyday people cars.
Yeah.
So why is everyone striving to be a doctor? Why is everyone striving?
That's the
why is
thing.
that like, oh, go to school, go to uni, be a doctor?
oh yeah, it's like, it's when people say, oh, you know, when someone says like a Lamborghini, they think, what is it? Drug dealer, gangster, or something, right? Like something illegal. But then for some reason, their association with money and making money is going to fucking university.
Yeah, doctor, whatever.
And you know what I think I find fascinating is, you know how when it comes to loans, they won't give you a loan unless they're going to get their money back on it?
Yeah.
They will hand out student loans, like 100 grand student loans, like it's candy, with almost little to no possible. I wouldn't say, like, very rare they're going to get it all paid back, but they won't give you a business loan. Why do you want it?
I don't want to go into too much detail, but like I have very strong opinions about the education system and how that we are getting schools these days. Like, when you have access to everything at your fingertips, why are they still making us try and memorize stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we need to memorize things when you have it on you?
Exactly. Well, yeah, you know what's funny is, remember in school, I'm sure it was the same probably with you, is, you know how they teach you to say, you'll never have a calculator in your pocket?
Oh, yeah.
But the other thing too is, I agree with you.
That's now.
The education system is a scam. And the reason why, what I mean by that is, both my parents are teachers, right? And my dad said, I can only teach what I'm allowed or told to teach, right? And they're getting stricter and stricter with it every single year. So before, it used to be, like my mum used to said, we're going to teach this maths topic, right? Let's say it's multiplication. And then they can do the homework as what they think the children will benefit most from, right? But now it's getting more and more controlled. You can only give them this homework with this thing in it, right? And think about it. School is just indoctrination to get a job. Because what do they say? Do good at school, get good grades, go to uni, get a job. Think about it. How long's school? 8 hours. How many breaks do you get? One half-an-hour break, 1 50-minute break. Mm-hmm. How long's your work week? Correction. How long's your work day? 8 hours. What breaks do you get? A half an hour, an hour, and a 50-minute break. It's literally just indoctrinating you for school, for work. Association with, like, you know, you have to go to uni to earn money. And if you don't, it's either go to TAFE then or get an apprenticeship. But then it's the same with, I saw this photo and it was the best, I think, definition. It was a Bugatti from 100 years ago and the Bugatti now. And it was a photo of the school system or the education system. It's the exact same. Like it's...
This is my personal concept of school, and it's what I've always said to myself. I said, school doesn't teach you things; it teaches you how to learn. That's it. It teaches you how to research, teaches you how to, to be able to learn something. Because when you get a job, when you go do something, you're gonna have to learn quick. You have to learn fast. You're gonna have to take initiative, research things. And that's what school teaches you to do.
Yeah.
Teaches you how to research a paper, or like when you write essays about stuff, you'd have to research things or use source material or whatever.
Yeah.
You're not learning whatever the essay's about. You're learning how to use those skills to research things later down the track. That's what I personally believe. But whether that's what the schooling situation, I don't think that's what the aim of it is. But that's what I took away out of school.
But the other thing too, right, with this whole push for, having a dual income household, whatever, and this whole gender bullshit, right? They're trying to change gender roles. Men have gender roles and so do women, no matter how you look at it, wherever you are in the world, right? And usually the man goes to work and the woman or wife, whatever, stays at home, looks after the kids, cooks, cleans, whatever, right? Which means she is teaching her children throughout the day, right? But then you start selling this idea, which again, if you want to go do your career, cool, more power to you. But what I'm saying is if you then, you have a dual income household, right? Both are out. You can't look after your kid now. So you put it in the house, you put it in the system or like of a place like a school or childcare, which can be like school run by the government. So then what is the government doing? The government is teaching your child.
Yeah.
So people teaching your child, it's not you, which means they can have that then external influence on your child.
That's such a scary thought.
Right?
You could almost make every single child the same.
Exactly. Make them robots. Another thing too, which is what they do, right? What do you get chipped for at school? Making mistakes.
Yeah.
Making mistakes is probably the only way you learn. Hang on, this battery's about to die.
If all the kids, all the children are like going to kindergarten and stuff, they could all just come out the same as the same person.
Yeah.
It's actually such a crazy thought.
See, another thing too, right, is they're trying to enforce all this, gendering, all this crap in schools as well, right? And the government have passed this bill where they are forcing all religious schools of any kind that they have to teach it, which I think is wrong.
Look, I'm on the fence about this whole situation. I'm not for it. I'm not against it. Like, I will respect you as a person. Like, if you're a nice person, that's perfect. But I can't go into the arguments of what's right or wrong. I'm a people person. If I meet someone and like they're cool to get along with, I don't care who you are.
That's not the issue. Like, I don't mind. Yeah. I don't care what you are, but it's the fact that they're pushing it onto external. Like,
I think like you said about the whole Catholic school thingy. It's because I went to a Catholic school, and we had very strict rules about things. Like, for instance, we went to all boys Catholic school, so we were taught very Catholic traditions, and we went to church. Like, we had to go to church most weeks, I'm pretty sure. We had prayers and stuff. But it's like, I know some kids that were there that were an atheist or weren't Catholic, but they still had to learn, the ways of being a Catholic.
But it's a Catholic school, you know what you're getting in for.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, you like a Catholic school should just be a Catholic school. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
But that's what I mean. It's the same with like whether, no matter what it is, like it's being too normalized.
Based on your logic, then you'd have to say no more Catholic school, no more religion, because that's
That's not what I'm saying.
No, but you are, because it's like, well, okay, from what I'm trying to get, it's like if you can't, because if you can't teach like Catholic, because then it's like, what about the other religions?
I'm not talking about any religion. I'm talking about these LGQ bullshit.
No, I know that. But what I'm trying to say is like, if that's being enforced, then they can't enforce religion either.
No, well, okay? The difference is you're enforcing changing and sexually castrating children compared to teaching a religion. There's a bit of a gap there.
Okay, yes, yeah, that is true. I don't know. I'm just the whole situation.
Because I feel like it's something is what. So you're saying if you had kids, you're happy for some bloke dressed up as a woman in a dress to be around your children.
You're saying as a teacher?
No, that's what they're doing. The teachers doing that. They're bringing people in to do that. Bro, the whole thing. I don't think you realize how cooked it is.
No, I don't.
You look into it, man. It's actual proper fucked.
My only thing is, I think you can only make a decision about what you want to do with your body. You have to be 18 or older.
Yes.
I think that's the only thing, and I don't think they should be enforcing it from a young age, because, like, if you enforce it from a young age, it's gonna. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but it's gonna like normalize it, and then which is fine. I think that's where it's heading anyway.
But that's the issue, because and you're right, because if you normalize it, right, they are trying to normalize it in schools, which means it's then going to get indoctrinated into kids.
Yeah.
And then you're going to, the whole gender role thing, you're going to absolutely obliterate that. And then men aren't going to be masculine men. And a weak society with no men is easy to walk on and control. And that's what they want.
Yeah, I can't agree with you on that. Legit, all my only view on the whole thing is just, if you're 18, you do what you want. And if you treat me like a nice person, I will treat you, anyone with respect.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. It's like not being with your vegan, fucking, you're religious or not, or, gay, fuck, whatever. It's you do you.
Yeah.
Just don't push it onto me or people around you.
Yeah. So I got a friend that's non-binary, and he's one of the coolest people I know. Like, and like they're not. I don't know, they don't push it on anyone, they just... And it's also the thing as well, like, you can call, like, if you accidentally say he or something, they don't really mind. They're not going to be like, they don't get offended.
I really enjoyed the conversation. It's been good. We have covered a lot of different topics.
Look, there's a lot of shit, and I'm... good luck. Good luck going through this.
I'm going to spend a long time going through this, editing it.
This is crazy. All right. Is this how do you want to end this?
I don't fucking know.
I feel like you'd be the most dodgiest politician there is. I feel like there's dodgy politicians, but then there's gonna be you. It's gonna be like, yeah, mate, everyone can go 150 on the road, and if you don't, you're gonna get fined.